Hello everyone, it's Luphisra here. I'm back to play more Black Mirror 3 Final Fear. Howdy, Sean. It's good to see you. Now, you weren't here last night. I don't think you were. You might be lurking, I don't know. But just a forewarning for anyone who's watching this stream or the video on YouTube. We're at the part of the game where I am very pissed. I don't like this chapter. You were lurking and sleeping. I hope you have good sleep. I'm doing good. What about you? A pretty chill weekend. But yeah, I'm not already at the final chapter, chapter 6. You know, chapter 5 was very short. It was like 30 minutes. And only because I was like yapping with chat and not knowing what I needed to find. But really, you could finish that like chapter in 10 minutes or less. That's how short chapter 5 is. I don't know why they made chapter 5 that short, okay? It's stupid. And now we got a new character we can play as. I know like my logo is kind of blocking her, but it's this girl. It's this lady. I don't know why they decided to include her in the game. You missed it, Sean, but I spent a good almost 2 hours talking shit about her. And the game, the chapter, it's not doing good. Also, hello, Ghostly Ozzy, welcome. Slept through the rage commentary. You can watch the VODs on YouTube when I post it. You know, which that VOD might be posted after Chinese New Year. Because I'm gonna take a little break for that. Chinese New Year is coming up. Tomorrow is Chinese New Year Eve. So Tuesday and Wednesday is Chinese New Year. So my YouTube channel would be on break too. But after that, you can watch it, or you can watch the previous like stream VOD on Twitch. Just go towards the final like 2 hours of the stream. An hour and 45 minutes about there, and I just went ham on the game because it sucked. The whole logic doesn't make sense. If I were to go talking about the logic again, I'm gonna shit on the game again. Ghosty Ozzy might have slept through it too because it was late for her. But yeah, I really just like the final chapter. The first 4 chapters went great. I don't know why they decided to go down the route of what they're doing. So in case you guys forgot, we're now playing as Darren, who has been possessed by Mordred. That one is like known, but he decided to do the stupid thing of stop taking his medication, which for some reason was working, by the way. So somehow the medication was like stopping Mordred from like taking over, but he decided to do the stupid thing of washing the medication out of him and sort of call Mordred so that he could see a vision and find the black ball, you know, the magical black ball. And then he did. He opened the portal, and then out of nowhere, okay, because he collapsed, right? And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, she shows up. Now, if you're wondering who she is, she's called Valentina, I think her name was. I don't remember. From the Vatican. If you don't know what the Vatican is, so apparently when we found the money, I'll show you. When we found the money that we used to pay, you know, the workers, right? The inheritance is in this statue. Along with the money was the letter from the Vatican saying that, okay, Marcus was working with the Vatican. There's something about guardians, you know, and the Gordon family having to like watch over the portal, you know, and Mordred, yada, yada, yada. But after that, that plot was dropped. For a majority of the game, that plot was dropped. Nothing was done after we found this letter for some reason. I don't know why. But then chapter 5 starts. And y'all know chapter 5 was very short. She arrives right at the beginning of chapter 5 and was like, hey, I'm from the Vatican. And then they decide to, out of nowhere, do an exorcism on Darren. Without going into details exactly about like how the process works, you know, what's gonna do, nothing. Just immediately go to the church, exorcism, it failed. And I think the priest, Father Frederick, died. Because it failed, obviously. Mordred fought back, and then he, I think, got so hurt that he couldn't survive it. At least that's what you feel like it happened. And then the game decided to do the stupid thing of like making it so that all these things that like normal Darren should know, because remember, this game is linked with game number 2. So normal in game 2, Darren noticed a lot of like little things, tunnels, hidden passages, the foundation stone. You know, he was able to be resourceful enough to find all of that, right? Now, even though he's not the smartest person that we know, obviously, he can be quite dumb. But he's resourceful enough to be able to pick up all these things. And yet, for some reason, Darren, who found all these things all on his own, he was working on his own for the majority of game 2 and game 3, somehow missed that there's this secret thing at the column over here. Which, mind you, is not very like hidden actually, because if you look at the cutout, it's a very obvious missing section. So I was questioning the logic of how Darren, staring at this column for so long, was unable to see this. It's a huge chunk of the wood just open. It's not like there's like the entire pole moved or it's blended in. No, it's like really obvious. So I was thinking he was able to find that little hidden key thing in the portrait. You know, the one that we found earlier, the wooden key thing. He can find that it's like so hidden, so tiny, and yet he can't see this entire hole in the wall. And then, you know, that jewelry box, the jewelry box that was at like Victoria's room, the one that we kept staring at the entire game. I kept looking at it like, hey, jewelry box. Yet somehow this lady, I'll switch to her so you can see her. This lady, who looks like she should be in a Resident Evil game than a Black Mirror game, okay, was able to look at the box, one glance at the box, pick it up, which I don't know why Darren never picked it up, because we know in game 2, he found the mother's box. He didn't know what it was. He couldn't open it. He still kept it on him the entirety of until he met Angelina. Like he had that box in his pocket for so long, but somehow, right? He just wouldn't touch this box, but she comes into the house, one glance at the box, looked at it, and immediately knew, there's something wrong with the box. Then flipped it over and just found this magical flap that's on the box. Out of nowhere, just one glance. And then she has like, I think it's with him. He has this book of the Guardians. When she arrived at the house, she was at the front door. She gave us this book. So from his perspective, she came from the door. She was at the door. She rang the doorbell, knocked on the door, you know, gave the book. So in my head, just like Darren, you know, I thought, okay, this book was with the Vatican, right? They were keeping the book. So that's why we were going all over the house looking for information on whatever we can find about Mordred and like stopping him. Couldn't find anything, right? Because the book is with the Vatican. Then when you play as her, because you know, after the exorcism, he passed out. So there's a moment where you can play as her. We looked at the shelf, which shelves that I've been looking at throughout the entirety of game 2 and game 3. I've been staring at that bookshelf for so long, mind you. I kept looking at the books, looking at the columns, like throughout the entirety of the game, you know. And for some reason, this gigantic ass book that's so thick that's really hard to miss. He looked at the shelves for so long, didn't see anything, but somehow this magical lady Well, I don't even know how she snuck into the house in the first place. Said that, oh, this is where I found the book of the Guardians from. This shelf. She appeared at our front door, which is locked. We have the keys right here. How in the fucking world did she enter our house? When did she have time to do that? We were in the house. She was outside of the house. That's why she knocked on the door. She arrived at the door. When did she have fucking time to go in, like teleport in immediately in front of us, then in 1 second, find the book, come back to the front door and give us the book? Because if you're saying that she appeared in the house, she snuck in while we were not looking because he was a dumb shit and didn't lock his front door, which happens in like Western countries apparently. I don't know why some people don't lock their front doors. Not a thing here in Singapore, but I don't know. Some people don't like to lock their front doors. But anyways, if she was already in the house to begin with, why in the fucking world did she have to go to the front door and knock on the door? She could just stand there waiting at the hall, say, hey, Darren. Hey, anybody. I'm from the Vatican. Hello. Just call us out. We can meet you in the house. No, we were at the front door. You couldn't come in. So you called us to open the door for you, to talk to us. But somehow you already came in, found you have time to look through the house, find the book, and then have to what? Pretend you never came to the house and was just at the front door the entire time. So of all times, like, I don't know how long exactly the game 2 took place, but we were at the house for quite some time. And even after, you know, like the fire in game 3, we spent the entirety of our time, a lot of time in this castle, looking and staring at all the damn books, all the rooms. We went multiple times, yet somehow he missed all that little shit that's important. Yet this lady that came to the house for the very first time, okay, she came before, but she never really looked around before, but somehow immediately she came, she took one glance at the room, aha, I found exactly what I need. So the entire game of Darren just finding stuff about Mordred and everything, it's right under his nose the entire time. He didn't notice no shit. Which doesn't make sense. If you think about Darren, he was someone who didn't know shit about his own family. Didn't know anything about the Gordons, right? But yet he was resourceful enough to find all this information on his own, did all the investigative work on his own. Yet you're telling me he's able to miss all these little things, and you fucking ass bitch of a lady just comes in, one glance at the room, and you're like, aha. Tell me that makes sense. Tell me how does that make sense? And the worst part, as I've said like yesterday, that there are other games that I played that had such similar problems, but it was at the beginning of the game. I was able to just quit. But I'm at the final chapter of this damn game. I can't stop here. It's like the Paper Bride series, you know? I've played the entire series with the exception of the newest game that's out, Paper Bride 7. I played all 6 games before that. Paper Bride 6 sucks. But I can't stop playing the games because I started the entire thing. I want to know the ending. I need to know the story. So I have to keep playing no matter how shit it is. And the thing about Paper Bride you can argue is that every game is like, there's new characters, an individual story. It's linked. All of them are linked, obviously, but it's still, each game is different. So you can argue that each game, like some game might be like terrible, but some are better, you know? Like so far, like Paper Bride 6 is the only one that's like a bit more shit than the rest are still fine. Haven't played Paper Bride 7, so I don't know yet. But yeah, and look at her. She says she's from the Vatican. Can you imagine that she looks like someone from the Vatican? Like Vatican, like superpowers, but I swear, it looks like if you give her a gun. I mentioned this before. I was saying that if you take a picture of her standing in this area of the house, you don't mention anything, okay? Don't tag the name of the game or whatever. You look at her, and if someone would edit a gun into her hand. Does it not look like she's supposed to be invested in evil? Because I'm sorry, I need to know real life people, like, even if they're working at church, they don't have to really dress in, like, church robes and stuff all the time. No. But when you're playing a game, you expect someone from the Vatican to look like they are more presentable. At the very least, you should look professional, right? If you're someone representing the Vatican and you're going around visiting, like, places like this that have, like, supernatural, like, elements to it and stuff, you're representing the church. You imagine, like, she would be more presentable in her attire. No, she's wearing a freaking red leather jacket and boots, like, looking like she's going to, like, fight a zombie or something. Like, how does she look like she's supposed to be from the Vatican? Clearly not. And it's the weird thing about how they suddenly include this character and then we have to immediately play as her. So I mentioned it, like, yesterday, that if they introduced her much earlier into the game, you know, ease her in, it would have been better. Like, for example, after we found the letter, we get to call her and we get to talk to her. Even if we don't see her in person, you know, in the beginning, we get to talk to her and know more about the Vatican, the Gordon family, and everything, the background story, right? Ease her into the story, and then she shows up at the end. After being like a phone contact, shows up at the end and is like, okay, I'm here to help you. That would have been better. It would have been better for me. But then she shows up out of nowhere, and then her attitude, man, I don't like it. You know? And it's really clear that I still don't like it. Yeah, so he feels okay, which you missed it. He looked horrible. He looks normal now because it's after the exorcism, even though it failed. But he looked terrible, like, previously, because, like, sunken in eyes, black eyes. He looked like a freaking zombie. And yeah, then out of nowhere, see, look like what he said. But with Valentina, it doesn't look impossible anymore. What the fuck does that mean? Why is it that you have to go down that route? Like, you spent the entirety of your time doing so much, and then suddenly it's like you have to insert this one lady out of nowhere and be like, oh yeah, yeah, not impossible. She's yay, powerful, smart. What? Why? Why? So now I need to find a key for this, which I don't even know where to start. Oh, you can't actually, they are actually programmed so that the characters would stay where they are. I really don't want to talk to her.
A whole load of photos of my family. A pair of pliers. I'll take those and the candle. I don't need the other stuff right now.
It's like, you see Darren, he's someone that will pick up, like, pretty much everything that he thinks is useful or is important. Like, he'll look at them and stuff. But I don't know why he didn't notice those things. It's like, it's just plot armor for this lady, and I don't like that. So, like, the game was going so well, and then they had to do this shit at the very end, and it's just ruining the game for me. Like, the experience went downhill. If I were to do, like, a game ranking next year, you know, like, for all the games I played in 2026, this game is not going to be ranked high. I'll tell you that. I'll say that first. Unless they had a good ending. Because you need to give me a happy ending. I deserve a happy ending at this point. Darren deserves a happy ending at this point. Okay? Like, there's some games I played, like, previously, in, like, last year, where there are parts of the game that I don't like, minus points, but they had a good ending, so I didn't mind it. So you need to give me a good ending, because I need a good ending at this point. But yeah, now what I need to do? I need to find a key. Where do I even find time to find a key?
The globe is metal. I can't see a weld seam. I wonder how they got it through the door.
Yeah, like, I need a happy ending. If they were to go down the bad route of, like, doing a shitty ending where he gets possessed by Mordred anyway, that's gonna be so terrible. I'd rather he kill himself. Because you know how when she shows up, Darren wanted to kill himself. Because he thinks that that's the only way to stop him. And I agree. The whole logic that why I was so upset is that, you know what she said? She said that, he can't kill himself because he's the last guardian. Because they mix it up. Angelina is the one that's cursed. He is the guardian. So the guardian is the protectors. Because there are these portal things in this game that they have to guard it. But they mix it up. So now he is not only the last guardian, he's also the last living Gordon family member. And the person that's currently possessed by Mordred. So her argument is that he can't kill himself, because if he kills himself, then the portal will open. No one's able to stop Mordred. Like, he's just gonna come to the world and destroy it, blah, blah, blah. But this doesn't make sense. Because the entirety of the game, I'm just not talking about game number 3. I'm talking about, like, the entirety of the Black Mirror series. Let's put it there. Okay? The entirety of the Black Mirror series from game 1 has been saying that one of the main requirements to have Mordred come into the world, to summon him into the world, is that you need male Gordon blood. Living male Gordon blood. So why did, the previous male family members all commit suicide? No, they ended up all, like, killing themselves. It's because they wanted to stop the curse. Even Samuel. Because he wasn't always evil. There are periods of time when he was, like, awake, I think, and conscious of himself. As we've seen in the starting screen in game number 2. After he hurt the wife, he woke up, he was conscious, and then he realized what Mordred caused him to do. And he was really upset about it. And then 12 years passed, and then the serial killings happened, and it ended with him killing himself. And that stopped the curse. So we know that Mordred is not able to, like, possess a dead body. It has to be a living male Gordon family member. So even in the case of Darren and Angelina, where they're twins, so Angelina is the one who's cursed, but yet, despite that fact, she still needed Darren because he is the last living male family member of the Gordon family. His blood is the only one that can summon Mordred. That's why she did all that. That's why she lured him and all that, with the crazy seducing, flirting, kissing, and have him drip his blood onto the book, because she needed him to summon Mordred back. Darren's logic is that I killed himself. Being the last of the family, there's no other living Gordon member that we know of. And I think the game's making it very clear that he's the last Gordon family. Okay? So his logic is that I killed myself, and that's it. Mordred dies. Nothing's gonna happen anymore. There's no Gordon family member left. Which, in my mind, that makes sense, right? Because if he dies, there's no more Gordon family anymore. And his blood is needed. And dead Gordon members doesn't work, so The end, right? But no, her logic's like, no, that doesn't work. He'll still come back. How? So the game is like just sort of reconning itself at the very end of the game by suddenly saying, oh no, you don't need Neil Gordon blood to bring Mordred back. He will still come back anyways, even if you kill yourself. Doesn't matter. Someone explain and tell me how that makes sense. Because that doesn't make sense to me. I mentioned it like last night. I said that I wouldn't mind if the ending ends with him just committing suicide anyway. Like Darren just be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna kill myself anyways. Stop Mordred, die. Who the fuck cares anymore? You know, drag her down with us. Everyone dies. The only last living person in the game that I like, Edward. Who, if you don't know who he is, he's the person working at the cafe who is now also a butler. But he's not here at the moment because obviously Darren doesn't want to drag him into the mess. I don't want him to die. So I wouldn't mind if the ending is like they all die and then Edward is the one that survived and he's happy. Because really, like, that's how much I hate her at this point. And you know what? I'll try and beat the game. I spent almost 30 minutes talking shit about this game. Yeah, that's 2 hours and over of me, like, shitting on this game. If you count, like, yesterday. I'm sorry, I really don't like this last chapter. I did mention that if I really get too stuck that I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna cheat on this chapter. I want to just get this over with. I need electricity.
A candle for the dead.
I lit the candle. Then what? Why do you fucking suddenly have that music? Why do you have dramatic music the moment I go into a damn cellar? Why?
Construction light. Just like the ones all around the castle. Except without any power.
I need to put power.
There are drains under the puddles, but the sewer system couldn't cope with the huge volume of extinguishing water. The water isn't draining away anymore. There are drains under the...
Yeah, and this is why there's no electricity in... Okay, before I go to that dark corner, I am just gonna look at everything else first. That's a huge-ass well.
There's no water in the well. At least not as far as I can see. That's quite strange. A dry well in the middle of a flooded cellar.
Yeah, why can't they just, like, put the water in the well? You have a well. There's a water pump.
That's the water pump, which they use to pump away the extinguishing water. It's a real monster, and ancient, too. I'm surprised that thing even works.
Okay, I need to get that working somehow.
I need more light.
Yeah, I don't have more light. How am I able to get more light in this area when I can't turn on the electricity?
There's no water. That's quite strange. I need more light.
I need more light. I don't want to go to that dark corner unless I really have to, because I have a feeling something bad will happen. Some
Empty. I'm guessing
crazy stuff.
or wine or beer here back in the day. Those days are long gone, though.
How do I turn on the...
A power socket. But does it have an electricity supply?
Can I test that?
So now I've got the option to connect something up down there.
Okay, let's go down. Extension cable.
Here's the end of the extension cable.
Construction light.
'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light. 'A construction light.
connect the damn light because I want to see, man. The music, it makes it even creepier.
Energy.
Okay, good. Light. What is this?
There's a thick electric cable hanging from the roof, just above a puddle of water. Craig was right. It isn't safe down here.
You know you can actually move the cable and put it on the barrel so it doesn't risk touching the water? You do know that, right? You can hang it somewhere and, like, not worry about it, but no.
Boxes of empty wine bottles. Just in case there's a life for me after Mordred, I'm gonna give this castle a real cleanup and throw it all of this old junk. Well, I'll hand the job over to Edward, of course.
Which is how Butler's name, Edward. But really, even though I say I'm fine with just him killing himself at the end, I would want a good ending for him. Live happily ever after with Edward.
Only busted boxes and barrels back there.
Because honestly, he deserves it at this point after the shit he's been through.
A shelf of wine bottles. As far as I can tell, they're all still full. 1953. Either extremely valuable or completely disgusting.
Sudden thought about wine. How long can you keep wine for before it turns bad? Because I know they say like some old aged wine is really good, but then I've heard cases where wine turns to vinegar. So where is the tipping point for that? Does anyone know? I'm just curious, like what extent? How long can you keep wine for? Because I've seen some places where they keep wine for a long time, like 100 years and stuff. Is there a time limit to how long it can keep wine, or is it just a process of how the wine's made? Wire rope.
The wire rope is wrapped tightly around the pipe. I guess it's an earth for the water pump. I'll put the cable into the connecting terminal on the pump.
It really depends on the purity of the wine. So if the wine, the more pure it is, or the better it keeps, or what? Fine red wines can last decades if never opened and temperature controlled. Okay, but only for red wines, is it? So like if it's like white wine or something, it won't work. Does people keep white wine? I know they keep red wine.
For the water pump. I guess there were no power plugs back then. Oh, that's just one pole. Does this thing use direct current? So that thing on the pipes isn't an earth. It's probably the second pole.
Oh, so that's why they disconnected, because there's the puddle, obviously. Wait, can I go?
Not much use for the map at the moment.
I got the dent thing that I left at the tunnel. Can I not use that?
There's not much use.
High-end white wines usually only last up to 8 years. Okay. I suppose that makes sense because, like, white wine, from what I know, is like dessert wine, right? So, makes sense that you can't keep it as long as, like, red wine. There's no damp material anymore that I can put on the floor for the puddle. Okay. I still want to try it though. I might electrocute myself, but I already died a few times in the game already. Might as well. How do what do I connect this to? I know this for this thing over here. But how long?
There are drains under the puddles. Quite a clear design. The motor's on the right, the pump device is on the left. The two are connected with a long shaft.
White wine lactannins, which is the chemical from the skins of grapes typically used in red wines. Yeah, because they're made differently.
There are metal grates lying around the well. No idea what they're for.
Honestly, I never really had white wine, but I'll say like red wine tastes pretty good. It's also one of the alcohols that can get me the fastest. I'm just saying, because when I drink hard liquor and beer, it doesn't really get me all that like quickly. Because I can drink, but when it comes to wine, because I don't drink it often, honestly, wine gets me like at like a good state pretty quickly. There's a glass or two, it's enough, not too much. Okay, pipes.
No idea what kind of pipes those are. Water, or sewage, I guess.
Which one do I use it for then? How do I connect this to that? Wine buzz, different kind of buzz. Yeah, it's definitely a different kind of buzz. But it gets you where you need it to pretty quickly.
The power cable is now hanging through the grill and straight into the water.
I'm not sure if I'm actually supposed to do that, but...
If it weren't for me being a former student of physics, I'd call that kind of action suicide.
Well, if he says so, just, yeah.
Now the end of the cable's hanging directly in the water.
He knows how to avoid the puddle. Okay, good. Then turn on the pump.
The innards of a water pump.
How do I turn it on? Okay, controls.
You can turn the pump on and off with that. You can even adjust the direction of rotation and the speed. Theoretically, I could pump the cellar full of water again, slowly or quickly.
Theoretically? Can I drain water? I don't want to pump it full of water.
Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. The innards of a water
basin.
There are two huge water basins here. They must go back to when they had no running water.
So, how do I get this to work?
There's no water in the well. At least not as far as I can see. That's quite strange.
Okay.
I guess that's the main switch for the electricity in the cellar. Who needs fuses if you've got such a big lever? The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch.
Okay, save again. You can die in this game, so I better save. Can you avoid the water puddle? Because it's electricity? Okay, apparently his shoes make it so that it doesn't matter. Okay, fine.
The construction works, but there's not much electricity getting to it. The water doesn't conduct very well.
Water doesn't conduct well, damn it. If this puddle can conduct a bit more electricity, what do you want me to do with that?
There are drains under the puddles.
How do you want me to do that? How do you want me to make it so it's more conductive?
There's no water in the... That's quite strange. Must be a seriously heavy water bucket if you need a chain like that to lift it. If I wrap the chain around the drive shaft, I could use the water pump as a winch.
I'm not sure why I have to do that, but I can do that, so I'm just gonna do it.
I hope the motor's powerful enough. The construction.
I need more electricity.
There are drains.
How do I get electricity?
Cellars are often used as the last resting place for all sorts of heavy junk. And it's no different in British castles. At first glance, there's nothing useful leaping out at me here. At the second one, too.
Water isn't doing well. Damn it, I thought that worked. It doesn't, so let me just go back up again. Salt?
The bucket is half full of a white. I'll take a handful of grit salt with me. Just in case I have to help some old grandma cross an icy street.
I don't know how useful that is, but I'm just trying what I can. Salt.
I'll give the pepper and chilies a miss. The puddle's seasoned enough.
Okay. Now can I try again? Wow, look at this area. That's a fucking cage. Why is there a fucking cage?
I can't wind the chain anymore. Something's blocked.
What are you up to?
I'm messing with shit. Who the fuck do you think you are? It's... I don't really care about whether you're impressed. Also, why do I have to answer to you? This is my fucking castle. Seriously, I want to throw her out of my castle.
Whatever it is that's hanging on the chain, I can't see it from here. The well is deeper than I thought.
Can I pump water then? Would that be good?
Something's blocking the chain. My improvised chain winch. I'm quite proud of it.
Okay. I mean, I have to talk to her eventually. I'll just do it. Get it over with.
Valentina,
Yes.
the room in which Mordred crossed over into me. Do you know anything about it?
What kind of room is it?
A kind of ritual chamber. Skulls everywhere, a throne.
They investigated a ritual chamber in the old academy, but all the records were lost in a fire around 1512. And the knowledge of it was lost in the process as well. So no, I know even less about it than you do.
Okay, you're fucking useless.
So what actually is...
Why are you even here then, if you don't know
I
shit?
think it's a kind of portal.
And where does it lead?
Nobody knows exactly, and it's a dangerous thing to investigate. Mordred tried, but the Black Mirror enslaved them. Pope Innocent III believed it might lead to the destruction of Christianity. What we know for sure is that it's older than anything else on Earth.
I thought it might have been built by pagan druids or something like that.
It's much, much older than that. The Druids used it for ceremonies, yes, but they definitely didn't build it. It's been there since the dawning of time, so they say.
Holy crap. So what is...
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Only speculate. The mirror attracts evil, or how should I put it? Absorbs it. According to the old Druidic scriptures, there were regular human sacrifices. Apparently, the altar table in front of the Black Mirror portal was already drenched in century-old blood back then. The souls of the sacrifices are drawn into the mirror, but Only if they're absolutely evil. The soul of a good person cannot enter the mirror. It seems to be something like... yes.
Like what?
The gateway to hell, perhaps?
Yes. And no, not just the gate, but the mirror too. Glancing into it reveals the innermost self. It reflects the soul for everyone to see.
I wonder what the Pope would see if he looked into it. And all the dignitaries of the world? No wonder the entrance has to be guarded. But times have changed. Why don't we just have a look at the thing? Purely scientifically, I mean.
Evil can also break out of the mirror. Its effect is unbound. You can feel its power yourself. Who's ever susceptible is enticed into evil. That's why life in the castle is so dangerous. It's right within its sphere. Mordred was...
And you guys sentenced an entire family to live here because...
And into a blazing fire. He did everything he could to open the portal. Rumors suggest that he almost found the mechanism.
So you guys just let the Gordon family live here? Because why? When you know it's so dangerous, why do you want a family to be living here? And then after knowing that the family members are so affected because of the curse Mordred put on the family, you still let them live here? Did nothing throughout the centuries to stop them? What the fuck are you Vaticans up to?
Someone's leaving me messages describing the virtues of a guardian. You don't happen to know anything about that, do you?
I wrote them. They were tests to see if you could become the next guardian in spite of the curse.
Why the fuck do you not just show up and help out?
There was only Angelina, but she was nowhere to be found. There was no time. Victoria lay on her deathbed. She was the last guardian. It had to be settled. When we heard that you were maintaining that you were a Gordon and were also innocent of any crime, then the Vatican changed its plan. We had to assure ourselves that you were still of pure heart, and you passed all the tests.
But you weren't there.
And you just didn't do anything.
There?
All right, Miss Undercover.
So you literally just did what the Order did, which I complained about in the second game. You fucking watched? You just watched? All that shit happening? People dying? Oh, doesn't matter. You know, not our job. Who cares if the Guardians and everyone else is dying? All this innocent people. No, doesn't matter. Okay, y'all can die for all we care. Not our Vatican's problem. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? I swear, man. Something seriously wrong with you guys.
The inner walls of the well are a dark black. The weak light from the grave candle would get swallowed up immediately. And then there's gotta be water down there somewhere. A candle won't be much use then.
Oh. Well then. Okay, this light is not working. I can't use that light. My bad. And then what? I got the salt. Oh, I go down.
The rope's much too thin to use for climbing.
Much too thin to use for climbing. Then what the fuck do you need? What the fuck do you have that can help out? Why do I have the rope then?
May I tie you up? What?
No!
That was a joke. And what are we gonna do with it now?
Thanks for the sub! Wow, it came out of nowhere. But thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Okay, wait.
Victoria's jewelry casket. There's a kind of secret compartment on the bottom side, but I can't open it. Have you got any idea how to open this? I mean the secret compartment.
Gotta use that Brian said.
Seems to be a very complicated mechanism.
Appreciate it. But welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Well, that's one way to do it. You just broke it open. Fantastic.
Yes, of course, there's that way too.
Sword handle.
A golden sword hilt from Victoria's jewelry casket. It's decorated with 4 gemstones, probably rubies. There's a 5th socket there too, but it seems there's a stone missing.
Why is that a thing?
I let the dictaphone run during the exorcism. I can't understand a word, even though I understand quite.
Doing pretty good.
languages.
Haven't heard of this game. Looks cool.
That must be a very.
I will say this. This game is the 3rd game in the series. It's part of a trilogy. I will say I think at this point that the 1st and 2nd game is better. It does look good. Okay, for a game that came out like... When did this game came out, actually? It came out quite a while ago. Let me look it up. I don't know the exact date of when this game was released. Give me a sec. Black Mirror 3. No, I'm not talking about the show, damn it. I'm talking about the game. It came out in 2011. So, like, that is quite some time ago. But the graphics still live up. Now, I don't know if they did enhance the graphics or not, or if they did anything to have this game be able to run on modern computers before they uploaded it onto Steam and GOG, but it looks good for when it came out. It's not terrible. Storyline at the end, though, not great. The first 4 chapters were fun. I'm hoping there's a good ending, because otherwise I'll be pissed. Okay, I got a dagger. I got the rope.
A rope, around 20 meters long. Lifting capacity, I guess around 50 kilos, no more.
Oh, so he's planning on her go down?
Rope's no good for climbing, not strong enough.
Are you that heavy? So what do I use the rope for? What do I use the rope for? You don't have the diary to help out. You're fucking useless. Okay. I have nothing here to help me out. I don't have rope or anything.
There's not much use.
And I can't go anywhere with the map. Okay.
There are drains.
Let's see if I can go and find some rope or anything somewhere else.
No, it's pissing rain out.
Oh, it's raining a lot. He's not wanting to go out. Okay. Of course not. Why does he want to go out? So there's no rope that we can climb down with. Hello, Irma. There really isn't anything I could look at. The only place I can go to and do stuff in is the cellar, but I don't have the stuff I need to go down into the thing.
Massive block of stone with a secret compartment.
Oh, wait. Can I go up and cut that mildew thing open first? Might as well, since I have to play as her as much as I hate her. I can't do it? Sure. Then you can GTF no now. Don't stay in that room. I don't want you to see stuff in that room. Wait, why is it that she can open the drawers and Darren cannot?
There are only Victoria's papers here. Bank statements, bills, and so on. They're of no use.
In this weather, I sure need a good reason to be leaving the castle.
Yeah, so I can't do anything. I have to stay in the castle. This is the only place I can go to now. So what do? I can't go out to look for items. It's all in the castle, but there's nothing. The only thing I can do is in the cellar, but what am I supposed to do in the cellar? Turn off the lever?
So far, everything has worked wonderfully. No reason to turn off the electricity.
Oh, fine. So what do I do?
Whatever it is that's hanging on the chain, I can't see it from here. The well is deeper than I thought.
So he can't see it from here. Then what how am I supposed to go down? I don't have the rope. I can't use the rope to climb down. So what gives? Oh, so 40 streams straight. Damn, that's a lot of streams. I don't think I've ever made it to 20, even for my favorite, like, streamer myself, because I keep missing streams sometimes. Time difference and all that. I don't have anything. What am I supposed to do? Sit in the armchair and sleep again. I did pull out the iron cage, but I can't look down into the well place yet. Yeah, let Darren dream for a bit. Why not? Hey, no nightmares though. But yeah, I made the wrench thing already. It's right here, I'll show you. Right here. See? So I turned it on. And then there's a cutscene where the iron cage got pulled up, but it got stuck. Tie a rope to the well. But they're trying to stop me from doing that, though. They keep saying that the rope is not enough, that it's not enough to support the weight of a human and stuff. I tried tying the rope. They're not letting me. I can do it again. Maybe I did it wrong.
The rope's no good for climbing.
See?
Strong enough.
See? You're not letting me do it. I want to tie it to the well, but it's not letting me do it.
The rope's no good for...
Like, not strong enough.
The rope's much too thin to use.
Yeah, see, they don't allow me to do that. So what do I do? What do I use the rope for?
The rope's much too thin to use for climbing. My improvised chain.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused now. I'm a bit confused. I really am. What can I do at this point? Oh boy. Well, there's one thing I can do in real life. Do you do the basement as Valentina? No, I did it as Darren. I fix the whole system up as Darren. And then she appeared and is like, I'm impressed. So I don't know. Is it the thing? Did I have to do it as like... Do I have to do it as like, try Valentina? I need to load a new save? I need to start over again? Is that it? Okay, wait. Let me save my current progress first. I don't want to mess anything up, so... New save. New save. Wait. I think you can just go down from there. Darren Cellar. I'm terrible at naming, okay? Don't mind me. So I did this as Darren, okay. Then... Where was this at? Where was this at? Did I already do the Cellar thing at this save? I might have to check it out. I don't remember which save, where I did. Okay, this one already done. Yeah, this one's already done with Darren. I already did this as Darren. Okay, hold on. This is an autosave as Valentina. Yeah, I'm so far back then.
A mighty pillar.
Okay, shut up. I don't care.
A mighty pillar.
Can just go down there? Because if I can, I don't want to play this part. If I can just go down the well. He just looks at the well, though.
Whatever it is that's hanging on the chain, I can't see it from here. The well is deeper than I thought.
Yeah, he doesn't go down the well. So how do I make it so that he goes down the well? Can she go down the well? Does she jump down?
The well seems to be dry.
Is it a rope or wire rope? It's a normal rope. Is there another rope that I can find that I haven't found yet? That's why I'm just stuck. Is that it? Guess I'm trying to go everywhere that I can to look for stuff, but what's the rope for then if I keep having it and I can't use it? Done everything correctly. The pump will turn on. You'll see an iron cage pulled up from the well in the well room. In the meantime, Valentino also came to the basement. See what you're doing here. Take the rope from the inventory and click on the edge of the well to tie the rope to the pillar. Okay, tie the rope to the pillar. I did see the cutscene with the well thing, so, I mean...
The rope's much too thin.
It just keeps saying it's much too thin for climbing.
The rope's much too thin.
It just keeps saying much too thin for climbing, but I did this pump thing. I saw the iron cage being pulled up from in the well room. She came in saying, I'm impressed, and then I can't do anything anymore. You see? I click on this, it just says, like, it's stuck.
Something's blocking the chain. It can't be pulled any higher.
Yeah, it just says that, and then he can't see the bottom. I need to look this up myself. I swear, it says... Chapter 6. Let's see. Hold on. Chapter 6. Return to the library. Oh. So hold on. Yes, it says to go back to the library. Give me a sec. Use this on the library door. Apparently. I thought it was the sword handle. I need to find the blade, but no, it's a key. So go over here and do this.
The sword hilt fits perfectly, but nothing happens. The hole is the sword hilt.
But nothing happens.
The hole is the shape of. The hole is the.
Okay. Hmm. Wait, apparently there's something I could take in here.
I completely forgot about the machines. As soon as all of this is over, I'll have them picked up. Just a minute. There's a syringe here with adrenaline in it. I'll take it with me just in case of an emergency.
You see, this is why I don't like it. You know, we can come in as agents. Somehow he doesn't do anything, doesn't pick anything up. He sees this thing. It's like, oh yeah, syringe, not important. Somehow she comes in and it's like, oh yeah, I can take this and that and that. Why? You know what? I'll go back here. I'll play as Darren. I'll go up there too. Hold on. And there's something off with the music. You guys can hear it. I don't know why it's doing that, so just ignore it. I can try it as Darren.
Fits perfectly. But nothing's happening. The thing's either busted or there's something missing. No idea what's supposed to.
Apparently, what do I need to? Okay, need to talk to Valentina, apparently. So let's talk.
Valentina,
Yes.
I think we still need something here for the sword hilt to work.
It's not working. You think that's because of the missing gemstone?
Could be possible. The question is, where is this stone? Could be anywhere. Could have been lost hundreds of years ago.
I don't think so. If the key had been broken for a long time, why did Victoria hide it? No. I think the stone is missing intentionally, as an added safeguard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but where should we start looking?
Did Victoria give you anything before she died? An heirloom, jewelry, a signet ring?
Not to me, but Angelina.
What?
Her bracelet, she showed it to me. Yes, I remember well. There were rubies on it too. Perhaps we need one of them?
And where is the bracelet now?
It's Inspector.
Police evidence locker.
Then get it. We don't have much time.
Sure thing. I can finally go to town. Raining heavily, and I'm not even carrying umbrella?
Strange. It's never been so quiet here before.
Of all nights, right?
Adrian!
Hello, Inspector Spooner.
It's done. Case closed. Angelina's letter convinced the judge completely.
Some good news.
A lot more than that. And is there anything I can do for you?
I need her bracelet.
Now with the case closed, all of the pieces of evidence are no longer required, right?
In theory, not anymore, no.
Then it wouldn't be a problem if I got the bracelet back. You do know that it's a family heirloom.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Zach!
Great old Zach. He knows what to do. There's a poster of my dad on the locker. This is like a police station. Why the fuck did they have a poster of Samuel Gordon on their locker? I just noticed it. Like, you see right there? That's weird.
How's it looking with your transfer?
Now that's lying on my boss's desk. And knowing him like I do, he's gonna let me stew for a while. But
Easter
it'll
egg?
happen sooner or later.
I suppose.
Bye.
Fare thee well, my lord.
Yeah, he grew on me. Spooner is okay now. You're cool. Compared to her, you're cool. Okay. Yes, I'm destroying the bracelet in front of you. Ignore me, okay?
1 ruby's enough. The ruby fits exactly into the socket on the hilt of the sword.
Perfect. Back to the castle. Before I do anything in terms of opening the secret passageway, and just nice, there is thunder and lightning. No, I gotta pee first, and I'm thinking something dramatic is gonna happen when I open the passageway. So I'm gonna take a quick break here. So for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.